Today we're looking at Namibia, another South African country. So as always, like I mentioned in the last video, we're gonna start with the main event, which is how those people live, and then we're gonna look at the data. The only data we're gonna look now is like population, 3.1 million and rising. That's it. Then we're gonna go back and see in more detail. So Namibia, like I said, a South African country. You can see here, even on this map, you can see it's on the desert side, not on that green one. So let's dive right in and see with Google Street View and some 360 how things are going there. As always, we're going randomly on the map. I don't choose, I have to say that every time, I don't choose the best places. I don't choose the worst one. It's just what we have here. This is, we have one from 2019, okay. A bit more recent, I would say, than we have with the, or even 2023, than we have with the Lesotho, so that's pretty good. Yeah, the road here is pretty nice. I like they trim the grass so you can actually, if you have a problem, you're just gonna, step aside of the road and fix your car or whatever. You wanna take a break, just pull over and you should be fine. Landscape pretty nice, not that much traffic here, so yeah, I think so far we start on the right foot. Looking pretty good, I like it. Let's go in some other places now. Like I said, like more on the desert side, so yeah, I don't expect to see that much green, but still, this one probably is one of those high luxury hotel. It looks like one, and it looks very nice here. Look at this, how simple and nice it is. You have a tub here. Not sure exactly what are those, or probably just something to scratch your back. You have a mirror, 2 sinks. Looks pretty good. Floor, it's an interesting choice, I would say, but yeah. The bed, okay, kind of jam it here a bit, not that much spacious, but still, it's a luxury hotel vacation. They have 2 beds in the same room. Now it's getting weird. Yeah, it's a bit weird for my taste, but I don't know, I guess people rent those things. I thought for a second those are alive, but no, it's just from decor. Nice chair there. This is from blocking the sun. Probably they charge a lot of money for this one. I'm not sure exactly how prices are here, but looks pretty luxury to me. Just, I don't think it's cheap. Fortunately, we cannot go back there, but yeah, it's in a nice place, I would say. Let's check a bit this one. Maybe it's a bit different. No, it's the same one. Okay, let's check this one. I thought they have some water there, but I'm not sure. Just, okay, it's a pool here. Yeah, look, it looks very luxury. It's in the middle of nowhere. I don't think they have like a big city or something around them, so you can actually visit when you are in a city. The only one that I can see is this one, so probably if you were, I don't know, booking a vacation here, straight from the airport, they're gonna take you here. Let's see how the normal people live in the first urban area that I'm gonna check. Okay, not so bad. Right off the gate, I don't like those spikes here and the barbed wire. That just show me that they have some problem with the crime rate in this part of the country. Road pretty good. I like it. Houses looking also pretty nice. Again, this is South of Africa, so maybe it's not exactly what we expect to see in Africa, especially from the movies. We see that people living in this very, let's say, tribal house. And the reality, it's quite different, as you can see. Again, those barbed wires, it just kind of spoil everything, because everything looks kind of pretty nice. I like those bushes here. The road is pretty good. This is 2024, so very recently image. That's also good. That's a school, or what is this here? Oh no, it's Namibia college. Okay, it's college for green learning. Not sure exactly what that means, but fine. Looking pretty good. Pretty good, yeah. I like it. Okay, this one doesn't have barbed wires, but they have some bars on the windows, so yeah. Definitely some crime problem, I would say here. Not that, let's say, Lesotho doesn't have, but we didn't see barbed wires and bars on the windows, so yeah, I guess they're not that bad. Or maybe we got I don't know, a bad luck here. A little bit of the garbage here, but not that much. I don't understand the point of those stones here. Just like what, people don't park there or what? It doesn't look that well, but it is clean. It's nice. Yeah, the infrastructure not the strongest point, but still, we've seen worse in other parts of the world. So yeah, they can get a pass here. Now this area might be the, let's say, the more expensive one where the rich people live. Judging by the spaces, the green here in this part, it doesn't seem to have that much green. But also I have to, let's say, thank you to the Google that just shows in that much detail pretty much every single street, which is good. Yeah, like I said here, no paved road, so just right there you realize it. Not exactly a rich area. Houses again not so well. Bars on the windows. They have garbage. So they have a garbage truck. So clearly it's supposed to be clean, and it is clean pretty much. Yeah, no issues there. That's a very good sign of civilization. But yeah, the development, let's say, of the neighborhoods not on the good side, I would say. What else can we see here? Yeah, probably we got good weather here, but if it rains, oof, that tarmac that they supposed to have here, they're gonna get much softer than it is right now. This guy has a nice house. This wire here, I believe, judging by this box and the way it looks and those signs here, it could be electrified. So that's even a step above the barbed wire. So yeah, judging by the house, clearly they have some value items probably in there, so they want to protect it. But yeah, clearly even in a small town like this, they definitely have a crime problem if the residents go on those extreme measures to just electrify the fence. Yeah, not exactly a strong point. Not sure exactly what are those. Probably for, I don't think they're for phone signal. No, it's just probably like, I don't know. They have it there and there. Pretty much, it's probably like, no, I don't think it's light post. I don't know exactly what those. Probably they make announcement on there. Who knows? Again, another electrified uh, fence above the fence. Yeah, clearly not a great place, let's say, to walk at night. Bars on the windows, no pavement. Houses, some of them, they are pretty interesting, especially this one. Kind of like the colors in a strange way. Those one not so much. Probably it's one of those things. Then the house looks better on the inside and then looking on the outside, but the outside not exactly that great, especially with that barbed wire right there. Yeah, and keep in mind, this is a small town, as you can see here, not something big in pretty remote areas. So it's supposed to be like very low populated with kind of people know every single one of them. They know each other there, and they still have those problems. That's an even bigger problem. Probably is going to be in the bigger cities. But yeah, they don't look that great. Again, the pavement is missing here. Houses, not, I would say, not that jammed together, but still not exactly that much length between them, let's say. And the problem is that here, I guess, that they don't have that much green, not that much trees in the yards. It makes it look even worse. Now here, this garbage, phew, that's horrible. Yeah, those are speakers here. I'm not sure exactly. Speakers and lights, I think. Yeah. I don't know, maybe some communication method. I don't know. Maybe they just want to call police or something like that. Just go there and press a button. I don't know. But it could be used for that. Again, nothing green in this yard. Yeah, not a pleasant place to be there, I guess. Infrastructure, some minuses there. Wanna say what is here? Young Africa with the barbed wires. Well, doesn't look that good. A bit of garbage here, but not that much as we see there. Yeah, in a way, I kind of say it kind of works. It's passable, let's say, with having no tarmac, no paved roads on these secondary streets. But this barbed wire, phew. If they didn't have the barbed wire, probably I would be more soft with them, but because of that, and especially they have the electrified one, that's insane. Wow, they have sewage, I guess, and water. That's pretty good. They're missing pavement and some strong policy on the crime, and that's it. Could be pretty good. And also some garbage trucks. Yeah, it looks pretty bad. This is very small, although also it's empty, almost empty. Most of the garbage are around that dumpster, so yeah. Not so great. Here the road is falling apart. Again, barbed wires here. Probably it's a school or something. I don't know, church and a school. It doesn't look that well, I have to say. It doesn't look that well at all. Not sure how much this barbed wire actually do in stopping people to broken in, but I don't know. Like I said, if you have those problems in those small towns, God knows what's happening in those big ones. So let's check other areas. What is this? Looks pretty interesting. Probably some lake or salt, or I have no idea. It's something that used to hold water at some point, and now they got dry and they just remained on this area where it's supposed to be a lake, I guess. Not sure. This is from 2019, just before pandemic. Yeah, it's a countryside, looks pretty good. No paved roads, but again, it kind of works here. Those small, you can see here, they're not holes, but probably it's gonna take a huge toll on your car suspension. So you're gonna be in a shop with that car probably very often. Let's check this one. Ooh, you can actually see the decent area. I'm not sure you can call it good areas, but depends on the standard. This fence looks pretty good, and I don't see barbed wire, but the house not so well. Probably they start renovated and they start with the fence, which is kind of a weird choice, but okay. Yeah, roads very wide. It's like you're in America or something. They don't need to be that wide. Just a lot of space here that's just not used properly. Again, that electrified wire, fence wire. It is what it is, I guess. Self-catering accommodation. Airbnb. Booking.com. Wi-Fi, barbecue, DSTV, and aircon. What can you ask for? What more can you want? I mean, like, except the barbed wire, the electric wire, it should be pretty good. Yeah, the street doesn't need to be that wide. It's insane. It's like, look at this other feeling, that it's a cold feeling when you go into those streets and they're that wide. It just doesn't make any sense. It should be like half of that, maybe like a third of that, and look 10 times better. And also it's gonna be much cheaper to maintain, and people are gonna have more space. So yeah, only advantages there. This is a cell tower probably. It's like a sand area, not even I don't think that much dirt there, just pretty much sand here. This is from 2024, again, very recently, so I don't think they changed that much since then. So something burned here, probably a house. That's a nice fence, not this one. This one, it's not nice, but at least I can see more inside. This one, again, electrified wire. No cameras, no surveillance cameras, as you can see. They go for the electric wire, but no cameras as far as I can saw. Nice palm tree there. Yeah, clearly a crime problem here, and that's only the government responsibility. They have to tackle that in order to advance, let's say, their civilization. Otherwise, it's a lost battle, in my opinion. This is again, so April 2024, again, very recently. Again, those wide streets, those fences made of the concrete, expensive, a very brutalist, I would say, look. Not so well. I don't like it. But again, we have that crime problem, so this guy probably doesn't care. But they have bars on the windows and doors, so he's relying on that. yeah, when you have crime problems in your neighborhood, in your town, in your area, it's just at that point it's not much you can do except vote for the right person to actually gonna tackle that. Otherwise, uh, yeah, it's kind of a lost battle, I would say. It doesn't matter how nice it actually make your house nice and the yard. You're gonna be probably a short target. The roads here not so bad. Okay, pretty good. I kind of like it. They're even illuminated on night, so yeah, pretty good. White space here. Yeah, this one actually looks pretty nice, and they have a really high opportunity here because they kind of seems to live in small communities, spreading around the country, which is good. But yeah, they don't think I don't think they take a full advantage of that. Now more green area. Let's see how it looks. This is from 2024 again, very recently. Roads very good. Actually, the road. If you show me this, I can say probably Australia. Who knows? Looking pretty well. Pretty well, I have to say. They look better than many, like I say, Eastern European roads. It's clearly new infrastructure, but I assume we didn't look. Like I say, we're gonna look at the data when you finish with this Google Earth Street View. Probably they're not that rich, and still with all that, they seems to do pretty good. See how much important it is those good urban planning, even though here it's not extremely great, but still much better than the old Europe, especially the east one. Looks pretty good. I like the fence, no electrified wire, so maybe it's a better area, I don't know. But again, those fences, concrete ones, you look 10 times better without them, and plant more trees and maintain the front yard and tackle the crime. A way better feeling when you go home. Much better. Much better. What else can we find here? Look at this. If with time you kind of end up like this, and everyone also, like I said, some nice building code and urban structure, because someone's gonna paint the fence red, the other guy is gonna make it green, the other one is gonna make it gray or whatever this color. Not gray, it's a sand color or whatever. It does not look that great. So yeah, it's ideally just don't need a fence there, but in this part of the town, the world, I guess for now it's a must. What else do we have here? They seems to do pretty decent. Look at this. Inside is really nice pavement. Those people probably came from the grocery store. Here in the front, I don't see apartment buildings so far, so it's huge plus for me. I just watched some videos in the US, in California, and they say they are against those how do they call it, multiple housing or something like that. I'm not sure. It's not a single house, it's just for multiple apartment buildings pretty much. And I kind of have to agree with them, which is not that often that I agree with some California policy. But you don't want to have an apartment building right to your house. Can you imagine this, having a house, nice house here, like we're gonna see, when you go to the US, and then just 5-6 stories of the apartment right next to just no. And even the most important, nobody wants to live in an apartment. Everybody wants to live in a house, not in an apartment. So, but we're gonna discuss more on that when you go in California. So, what else we have here? Again, building code. Someone else have a house green, otherwise have orange. In some cases it could work. I see some interesting things like that in, I think, in Italy, but not everywhere. You have to done it right to make it work. So yeah, not an easy task that. So better stay with a few colors that can make it work in the neighborhood. You don't want to have like a boring one, but also you want to have all over the place. What else we have here? College. Okay, it doesn't look like much, but at least it's something. Nice plants here. Again, barbed wires here. Not great. And that's the end of the road. Oh no, it's just past that. They opened the gate for them. Okay. Steam, Mumbamba, primary school. Okay, they have schools everywhere. They don't seem to look that bad, but also not exactly the Western standard. But still, it's a start. Like I say, it's pretty good. So far, it's not that bad actually. I mean, it's a country in south of Africa. Let's go to the desert. I heard that the desert it's absolutely nice, amazing. So that's gonna be interesting. Clearly, they have nice places. Urban areas not so bad so far, and this one in the sand dunes, it's amazing. Look at this. That's nice. It looks like I would be amazed if this is ice, but I don't think so. Yeah, it would be nice if you have more data when they make those 360, like temperature would be nice. How much hot is here? How hotter is there? Yeah, if you go in the Namibia, definitely you have to check these ones. It looks pretty unique, I would say, amazing. Yeah, it's worth it to go here. Looks nice. Looks something that we don't have here in Europe, at least. Yeah, I like it. Now maybe in these parts looking pretty good. Probably nobody wants to go further than that in the desert, so they're gonna stay close to the trail or whatever is that. But look at this, they look great. Yeah, I like it. Really like it. What is the altitude? 88 meters. So yeah, very roughly on the sea level. Did we have something on the coastline? Hopefully we are still in Namibia. Let me check that again after we check this one. Oh yeah, looks pretty good. Looks pretty good. Like it. Really like. Look at this. The sand dunes all over, just meters of the ocean. Yeah, looking pretty good. Oh yeah, we are in Namibia, so yeah, we are good. Oh, it's pretty big actually. It's not that small. This is outside, I think. Where is the border? Let me check this one. Oh, it's huge. It's not like that. Okay. Oh, let's check this town here. Ooh, this area looks rich. Looks like a rich area. Interesting car. Much more green, close to the coastline. Ooh, interesting building actually. Roads pretty decent. They need some. Ooh, that's nice. Those are nice streets. Again, look at this. Very wide. You don't need to be that wide. It's pointless. Just no fences, or at least these small ones. That looks amazing. This is a great example how it's supposed to be. This roof, not sure exactly what is made, but clearly it's not fireproof. But the house, it's amazing. I mean, look at this. The two-door garage, nice small fence. This is how they're supposed to do it. Exactly like that. Not like this guy with this concrete tall fence and his Lego house. I don't like that. Look at this. That's a no. That's definitely a yes. Look at this. The windows look amazing. Like I said, the roof. Yeah, the stone on the wall looks great. Looks great. Those ones, not even. You might say this is modern and how big that door it is. But compare with that, which one would you choose? That nice Harry Potter house, or I don't know, this Minecraft one? Just it's too simplistic, too soulless. Even this one probably is better. I don't know. Yeah, the roads, street doesn't have to be that wide. Ooh, that's a interesting choice of the house here. Still on the simplistic side, or maybe it's not a house. It's luxurious, relaxing, spacious. Royal Sea Star. Probably it's a hotel, but a bit more interesting than the Minecraft. Oh, this one is actually pretty good. Look at this small fence, clearly a good area. House, again, pretty good, pretty decent. But again, those roads, those streets, way too wide. You don't need it to be that wide. Looks, imagine half of these streets, how much better it's gonna look. Much more trees here. But actually, it's looking like almost paradise, almost like America. Look at this. That looks like America to me. In some in this area. House pretty good, more like on the England side, but still. Two-door garage, interesting. I'm not sure exactly if they built it from. Probably it's concrete. Those, yeah, those bottoms of windows, not so great. I'm not sure if they build it from concrete and bricks, but I don't think it's made of the wood, so yeah, not that close to the ocean at least. Not a good idea. Looking pretty good. I like this one. Like I said, this area definitely nice and rich, and we're gonna move more in the desert. Ooh, doesn't look that great. Let's see how the other half lives. Look at the difference. We just come from the really nice place to live. Like, it doesn't matter where you are, but it kind of matters with the neighborhood. You don't want to get murdered when you're walking the dog at night. But the difference between what we saw just a few moments, and now it's a coffee shop, by the way, okay, and a barber shop. Apparently they do it both. The difference, it's insane, and it's just like, I don't know, a few kilometers away distance from them. So yeah, interesting choice of the fans, let's say. Again, those wide streets, they have, like I said, their advantages. This one, it's much better. See, the curve, it's smaller, that's how it's supposed to be, but the street, it's insanely huge. Oof, not sure idea what's happening here, how someone can live here compared with what we see just a few moments. Yeah, it doesn't look great. It doesn't look great. And I know I say the other half, but it's probably like the other 99% of them or 90% of them. It doesn't look good, but also we have pretty recent data, as you can see here, the pretty recent image, so I don't think they change that much. It's a day and night difference between those neighborhoods. And you can see it from the satellite, which one is doing better, which one is doing worse. Just like I said, this no green, no trees, they are jammed together here. The streets layout, it's very American, I would say, but probably it's a new neighborhood also. So if they have, let's say, more land and much better divided, I would say there is room to improve. You just pave the roads. I don't think they have electric power. Let me check if they have some electricity. Yeah, they have electricity. Okay, at least they have that. Pave the roads, have sewage, have water, clean water, obviously, clean air with time, obviously, and then yeah, make sure to take the garbage. It's not that bad compared with what we see in this South Africa. If you remember the video, if you check that in South Africa, I think it was in Cape Town. I think we saw that area pretty similar to that, but much more jammed together and garbage everywhere. Here is looking pretty clean. So yeah, around the dumpster, not that clean, but the people seems to be at least clean, well behaved, I would say, at this point. So clearly there is hope to improve their life pretty fast and pretty radical in a short time. But yeah, you need funding for whatever happened here. You can see how those live here and moving close to the coastline. This one, not so green neighborhoods, but look at this, day and night difference. Come on, day and night. Again, those wide roads, the wide streets, not my my choice. Doesn't set well with me, but those houses, how they live, how they go back home. Probably one of those guys, they have saunas. Maybe they have a pool, I don't know. Be careful if you drive here, you might just destroy pretty much your bumper on the car. Yeah, difference day and night. And it's a small town, again, it's not something huge. And still cannot, let's say, provide. And there are like 3 million people in this country, so yeah, not that much of the population. Could be some oil pipe here, I'm not sure. Looking pretty good. The road, it's nice, I like it. Okay, we're gonna stay a bit more on this video, so let's check the other areas. Not sure where is the main city it is, but the capital, but it's not that big, I would say, comparing with what we saw in other areas. Because I don't see a huge one. Just like I said, it's 3 million people. You're not gonna see something you can see in South Africa or other places of the world. So they are spread around pretty good, I would say. In this area, I can't see a rich neighborhood. Maybe this one? I'm not sure. Let's check this one. Yeah, no, not a rich neighborhood, but looks again pretty good. Nice roads. It's a huge advantage having a small population. If they have like 30 million people, that'll be a whole different story. But with 3 million people, you can see they manage a bit better. They manage better, definitely. You see that in those poor, impoverished neighborhoods, they still have electricity. The streets are clean, a bit wide on my taste, but okay, it's very accessible, let's say. Yeah, the housing is very bad, and sometimes they live a bit jammed together more than I would like to see. But at least they have outside land, so they can expand it and make individual houses with bigger yards, let's say. I am also a big fan of individual house. Like I say, I have the discussion with the a bit earlier when I tell about the California state, how they try to preserve that, but in the same time they have to tackle the homeless crisis. If you are willing, let's say God came to you, you're in paradise and say, hey, which one? Where do you want to live? In an apartment or a nice, beautiful house? At least like 99% of people are gonna choose the house, and also it's a better experience for everyone, especially. And we should design houses for how big the family is supposed to be. House with enough bedrooms, and the office is very important. Office where people actually go there to study, and then when they get out, they go in their own rooms. They doing their own thing. They don't they don't scramble together like where you sleep, where you study, where you eat, and all that. You just have their own place for everything. You design houses for families that you need to have like 2-3 kids. You design it in that way. You don't move them in a small apartments and they expect them to have like a sustainable population with time. It doesn't work like that. So yeah, countries like this with small population and big lands, they have a really good opportunity to expand their population and their economies in a much better ways than we have even in Europe, when we kind of already have that's the apartment, that's the house. Communist apartments, very small. They are not gonna start demolish them too soon. So we're gonna have probably at least another 50 years of this nonsense here. So for my lifetime, it's kind of done. But here in those places, they have a really good opportunity when they start, let's say, from scratch to done it right in the first place. Look at the other countries, what they got wrong, what they did where they did good. So we can learn from their mistakes and skip a few years, let's say, from the evolution scale. But like I say, with evolution, you cannot skip that many steps. So if you are, let's say, culturally or mentally or education, let's say, a few centuries behind, it is what it is. You will, let's say, recover some ground, but not that much. So you have to go to those harsh times and good times. It is what it is. That's a nice resort or a hotel, whatever it is. It looks pretty good. I like it. Again, probably in the middle of nowhere for some reason. They like to build it like that. Not sure why, but okay. Looks interesting. I think we checked that. I'm not sure, but I don't want to check them again. Yeah, I think we kind of done. Overall, they have a nice road on the ocean. Yeah, okay, pretty good. Some oil rig right there. Cars, yeah, we didn't discuss that much about cars. They don't seem to have that many cars, so again, a good opportunity to buy electric motorcycle or bicycle. Just bike whatever you need, especially in those small. They seem to live in the small communities, which kind of a tribal, I would say. Not come back, but they have that tribal communities, and I kind of like to see them keep in that way. Of course, the advancement is gonna be a bit slower, but usually, this could be the capital. they can, like I say, they can look at the other countries, what they done right, what they done good. There is room, there is definitely room to improve pretty fast. Now here is pretty good, probably the capital, I'm not sure, I actually don't even care at this point, looking pretty good. Oh, that's a nice plant. See, you can have plants, always makes better. This one in the front, they need some attention, but it looks good. Oh, apartment buildings. Okay, that's not that great, or maybe they are offices. I don't know. But here you can see, okay, barbed wire. That's not great. Bars on the windows. Cars. What we have here. This is 2023. We have a Volkswagen Polo. Very nice. An older model, and then some probably Japanese car, I'm not sure. Much better here. Kinda like it. Okay, this one, it looks pretty good. Pretty good area. That definitely is gonna be the capital. Let's check this. Probably not so well. Area, yeah, again, differences, huge. Many people jam together, they usually doesn't end well, but they have electricity and water and sewage, I would say. So they have say, very basic, but it's just, it doesn't work. Look at this. You're living in this pretty much container house. You want to pull yourself out of this, obviously, but I'm not sure how many opportunities they're gonna have to actually achieve that. But yeah, I don't know. It's rough here. I don't like it at all, especially when you see the difference. Just a few, not a few streets, not that close, but pretty close. But I mean, like they live there like I don't even wanna say it, but they living like prisoners. Probably even they have like a much more space. Here, probably some middle income, a bit better, but not that much better. Always, like I say, in these areas, you follow the green. Usually, you find the rich. Usually, not always. This one looks like, again, pretty good in some area, not so great in others. They have so much land and space and the opportunity to build better. And in these areas, they just didn't do a good job. I would say it's not that great. What's happening here? It's on the hill. Somebody taking some photo shoot here. Not sure exactly. This guy taking some pictures. You can see from above. Looking for the good neighborhoods again. Let's check this one. So I guess it's pretty good. Yeah, it's nice. I just see that rock right there. Like, yeah, it's nice. Yeah, it's good. See, this is how it's supposed to build. Just you need a nice road, not so wide, not so narrow. All you need, like water, electricity. I don't think it's expensive. But I don't think it's impossible. It is for sure. It looks good here. Yeah, you can see same city as always. We're gonna have the rich and poor no matter what. It is what it is. They seems to look from above. They are recently built. When I say recently built, like in the last 50 years or 70 years. Okay, not insanely recent, but definitely they see in other place how they built, and ooh, that's a very rich area. Let's check this one. They could learn, but doesn't look that rich actually. This is what, November? Okay, so not that much green here, but from the above we saw some pools. Road is pretty good. Yeah, house is pretty nice. Okay, maybe the bridge starts from here. Barbed wires. Yeah, see, I mean, you are rich, but when you have barbed wires on your fence or electric wire, like this guy, just kind of paints different story. But yeah, they are rich area for sure. Those one, and that house probably is for renting. I'm not sure. Usually when you have those, it's for renting. That's maybe from inside. Maybe we can see it. No, it's just some. It's a hospital. Textile supplies. Nah, not even a hospital. Yeah, looking pretty good. in those areas. Look at this. I scanned from about how many pools they have. A lot of green, a lot of trees. Trees. It's a known fact by now for who's watching this channel. If you have trees, if you want to find the rich, even in the most impoverishment countries, follow the trees, follow the green. It's always gonna lead you to good neighborhoods. Look at this. Or follow the pools, but green, it's like I say more reliable. So yeah, if you want to improve your yard and make it look like you are more rich than you are, just plant some trees. And it's gonna look 10 times better. Can you imagine someone just planting a lot of trees and make cleaning the streets in those poor areas? It's gonna look 10 times better. Wow, what's happening here? That's definitely gated community here. We cannot have access to that, but you can have access to this street. Not sure exactly how gated community that it is, but it doesn't look that well from... Maybe it's a military base, I don't know. But it doesn't seem to look like a military base. Yeah, it looks pretty good. And the infrastructure, pretty good also. Roads are actually pretty nice. Okay, I think we saw enough. Otherwise, we can stay for hours in these videos, and probably even there we're not gonna finish everything. Looks pretty good, I say. I like it. Same with Lesotho, nice. Kind of weird shape here, this one right here, but it is what it is. Yeah, it's definitely an interesting shape of the country. Now let's look a bit in the data. 3.1 million and rising, as you can see, but the growing rate kind of goes down. 1955, only 500,000 people in this part of the world. Can you imagine if they maintained that population? Probably they didn't have those, at least not that many bad areas, I have to say, but it is what it is. 1.2% increase, yearly change around 6,000 people, migrants minus around 5,000. Median age 19 years old, fertility rate 5.9, almost 6, and 50% in an urban area. Now fast forward to 2025, there are 3 million people, and keep in mind growing, with a rate of 2%, now even higher. 10 times higher than the inhabit in 1950, the growing rate per year. So it's like 62,000 people. Now migration is on plus, so things are going well for them compared with other countries, around 2,000 people. And in some years, they have around like almost 30,000 people in the pandemic. So yeah, they're doing much better than the neighborhoods probably. Median age a bit higher than they used to be in 1955, but not that much, 21 years old, and fertility rate much lower, almost in half, 3.2 let's say, and 55 people living in an urban area. So I can see that shift from the countryside to the urban areas. In the future, in 2050, population is gonna be around 4.5 million with 1.2% growing rate. They're slowing down, so yeah, around 53,000 people, and migrants, they kind of tackle that, let's say, around 500. Median age, they start to show some age here, like 28 years old, but still very young. 2.4 fertility rate, and 70% urban area. So yeah, you can see people moved in an urban area, the fertility rate is going down, the median age is going up, migration kind of goes down, and yearly changes also goes down. So yeah, you can see that Western, let's say, values, traditions that carries even here and pretty much all over the world. So yeah, it's gonna be interesting to see how many people they're gonna move to the cities. Now I'm talking about the entire planet. When they see the dropping population, they're getting older, and then when there's gonna be that huge shift, and people are gonna start moving in small communities like they live here. Small communities spread around the country, not just everybody goes in the one place, pretty much make another city. They're just spreading around the countries and trying to make the best in their lands with nice big yards, nice houses, then actually start living like supposed to live forever. But you know, this moving and transition to a cities produce the values, produce the robots, let's say, going that further to work for us in the future, so we can move back from where we came from and start living. And then obviously it's going to have some challenges, but probably going to have some pretty good decades before we're going to have to tackle the other set of problems. So it's going to be like a nice break, let's say. Life expectancy here around 67 years old. It's interesting to see for sexes. Let's see. Yeah, male 63, female 71. it's low by the world standards. It's a bit higher by my standards. Usually I want to go at 60. I want to live more than that. I think it's nonsense with this obsession to live as much as possible. And everybody knows after 60 years old, you're gonna start to have all kind of problems. It doesn't matter how well you took care of you. You're gonna have medical and health problem no matter what. Infant mortality rate 26.3, much lower than we have in Lesotho, and death under age of 5, 35.7. Still huge numbers. Probably that's why we still have this fertility rate of 3. They're going down. We're going to see those numbers go down. Usually the population also advance, and we're going to see those numbers also go down. So yeah, that's pretty interesting. Demographic, it's pretty decent. Look at this, some male surplus population by 20, and after that some female surplus population. Could be from the migrants. It's interesting to see. Again, men die younger than women, so it kind of makes sense here. Economic wise, well, GDP, let's go to those numbers. Nominal in 2025, and this is clearly a projection, it's around 14 billions. Okay, much better than Lesotho, but still pretty low. And 37 billions PPP. Okay, growing rate around 4-3%, not so bad. Per capita, 5,000 let's say, and PPP around 12,000. Very low numbers. The population is growing. That's not so great, I would say. But we see that they have huge potential to live pretty nice. So yeah, it's interesting. Also, I'm not sure exactly where the city is. We didn't check that, but we can see the picture. They have some buildings. But mainly they're living in the houses, which is good. I would say they should continue on that trend, at least in my opinion. Unemployment rate 33% in 2018. That's huge, absolutely huge. Can you imagine if you have all of this, at least keep the unemployment rate under 1%, how well the country actually is going to do, and probably that crime rate is going to be much lower. Corruption index, yeah, pretty high. Again, it's African countries, you can see even here on the map, pretty much they're all bad. African and Asian, not so great. But let's see how many points they score. For Namibia 49, so right off the border, I would say half gone, half corrupt, half decent. Yeah, it could be better with time. Yeah, corruption, it's a problem that you have to tackle for the rest of their civilization. No matter what, you're never gonna stop tackling this. So probably gonna have times when you have it higher, times when you have lower. That's why it's always gonna be a fight. So it's not like GDP. It's not like infant mortality rate, when we know the better you get, the infant mortality rate, for example, it goes down. Usually people live better, let's face it. Even though we have those transition periods, it is what it is. This is how human works. Unfortunately, we don't stick together enough to just pull everyone up, and we still have greediness. And it is what it is with human nature, humankind. But usually we see improvement in their life expectancy. Again, it is a metrics that shows that people are doing better. But like I say, in my opinion, 60 is the age to go. Yeah, otherwise corruption always gonna be. You can have at some point those reds one, like a very low score, like 20, 29. Even in Western Europe, who knows? If you don't tackle, if you don't maintain that fight, keep that fight with the corruption, they're gonna I want to say they're gonna kill you, but it kind of kills the civilization. Corruption kills the civilization, but they're gonna overwhelming you, and you're gonna have some pretty bad years, maybe decades, who knows, with time. So yeah, they speak English. Clearly, it was an English colony. 93% Africans, 87% Christians. So yeah, those numbers, those data shows even in our Google Street View. So yeah, that was Namibia. Pretty good. I didn't expect to see that well. I didn't remember exactly South Africa, but I think it was much worse, definitely much worse than Lesotho and Namibia. So those two small population country, but Namibia is a pretty huge one. they do better. They do better clearly than many other Asian countries that we saw. Namibia also have a coastline, so the trade could be even the, the opportunities could be much greater than, for example, with Lesotho. So yeah, Namibia, it could be if they keep the population in check, and let's say they don't go above 5 million. I'm not sure if that they could do that, but if they can keep the population under 5 million, they are kind of in a sweet spot, I would say. They could do very well. Yeah. Overall, I like it. They looks much better than a lot of Eastern European countries. They looks much better than a lot of Asian countries, even South American countries. Yeah, they have a long road ahead of them, so it's not gonna be easy. We're gonna be with ups and downs, but from what I see, they seems to be actually on the good path. So yeah, check the other videos that I have, especially the last one with Lesotho. Is gonna be pretty interesting to see it, and we're gonna see you next time. So that'll be a day after tomorrow with a new country in Africa.